Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and this is Championship Friday here on Jim Johnston Reviews the World. Today we have for you another Replica Belt Championship review, this one for the AEW TNT Championship Version 2 Proper Real Red Leather. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I want you to know that this belt is a bootleg belt made in Pakistan. I ordered this off of Amazon from the seller JHOL. I believe they were just an importer and not the original manufacturer, but the descriptions and everything I could read did say this belt was made in Pakistan. Full disclosure, this is my first ever bootleg championship belt review and just the second one I have ever owned. This is the TNT Championship. Come with me now and we'll take a look and see if this bootleg is worth the value price tag. Alright, before we get down to the nitty gritty and take a closer look at the specific details of this belt so I can give you a look at what's right, what's wrong, what might just be a matter of price point quality, and what might be a matter of a manufacturer quality. So to the best of my knowledge, this is a real leather belt. Smells like it. Real leather on the front, dyed red. And I do, however, believe that the backing is pleather, fake leather. It looks like it. It looks like it to the point that it is. Because here you can see that grid pattern right there on the back. That's textile. Nothing like that happens in nature. So the backing is not real leather, but I believe the main plate is real leather. It has a border around the outside that is not attributed to at least the version 2 belt that I've studied. It is dual plated. It does have the relief plate. It does have the actual cutouts here, 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 and here for the side wings. Those cuts, as we'll take a look at later, are not super clean cuts, and the plating in these areas here is not super clean. We'll take a closer look at that later. I do want to let everybody know this belt was taken out of its bubble wrap and inspected by Customs. I believe it was Customs. Department of Homeland Security note in it, said it had been opened, and then there was a second note by DHL in it about it being open. So this had been imported previous to that and was just sitting in an Amazon warehouse. Not the manufacturer's fault. It had been out of its bubble wrap, but when I got this belt, that globe, that chrome globe, was scratched to hell. You can still see, we'll try to get in there a little more, but it was scratched to hell. I took some buffing compound, got out all the major scratches except for one that goes right here and across to here. And I don't even have any idea how that scratch happened, but somewhere in shipping. Alright, this is a all metal and leather 2mm thick plate belt. We'll show you that in a moment, but I am impressed these plates are every bit of 2mm thick. I've seen online some other boots that advertise 2mm thick, and they're probably about 1.5mm thick. So we'll show you that in a moment. I did want to show you why we had it here. We got some of the issues in the plating, not smooth through here, and right here, the gold's missing. Right here, the gold's missing, like they just forgot to hit it. And then you can see right here, and you can see right here, and right here, through here on this piece, this little gold piece here, there's overpaint here. There's overpaint here, overpaint here. That's the biggest thing that I'm noticing. Overall, all the details, all the things, all the main things for this belt are in place how they should be, just fine. Overall, everything's, I'd say the belt's 90+% accurate on the details, on the major details, but that other 10% is the fine details, and that's where it lacks. Paint overspray, paint missing, corners, edges, some of the pressing, some of the stamping isn't as sharp as I feel it could be if we're talking about a factor of 0 to 100%. So this belt's about 90-something% of the way there in my opinion. Alright, I wanted to show you a closer look at this belt. You can see here it is approximately 50 inches in length. I went ahead and threw my tape measure on it. Here's our logo plate. Let's give you a quick sweep here. And then we'll go back and get some more details. Look at that silver catch the light off of one of the 8 light bulbs I currently have on in here. 9 light bulbs. Alright. So the whole belt, not just the main plate, but the whole belt appears to be just over 10 inches from top to bottom. Just a little bit more look at the outside of this belt. take a little look at that pleather backing. I don't think there's any way this is real cow on the backing. Cow doesn't have a nylon weave in it. But it's a backing. It serves its purpose. Covers the things. Again, also it was stitched on and not glued on. That's a difference. This replica, and I can't confirm it because I haven't gotten a good look at a good close-up look at the Gen 3, but this replica appears to have been assembled more like a boxing belt and more than a wrestling belt, with the border on the front and everything. You see the thickness of those plates and a little bit of the backing, so there you can kind of see the first couple bolts that hold this thing together. And that's about how thick the plates are. But there you go. There's our plates. Alright, let's take a little closer look at the actual leather. Like I said, this belt seems to have, or doesn't, it has an actual red beaded border stitched all the way around it, which is more indicative of a boxing belt. This border did not exist on the real ring used version 1 or version 2 belts, as far as I've been able to see, and I haven't gotten a close enough look at the Darby Allin version 3 to see if maybe that was a change. So I guess this was just a quote-unquote artistic license made by the manufacturer. That being said, if you're taking a look while I'm talking about the border, if you're taking a look at the actual stamping on this belt, very nice. Pretty sure it was machine stamped. I don't have any complaints about that. If I didn't mention it earlier, I purchased this belt off of Amazon from a seller by the name of JHOL for approximately $150. No kind of a sale to me or anything. That was just the price they were selling it for. And I would, at this time, I would recommend JHOL, the seller on Amazon, for bootleg belts. If that changes later, my opinion on them, I will update the description below. But I think this scallop tooling is mostly just fine around this belt. I do feel that on this side, as we get to the end, near the snap boxes, approach the snap boxes, that this side of the scallop or shell tooling isn't as deep as this side. So you can see that this side definitely looks pressed in a bit deeper than this side. That's something I've seen in a lot of bootleg belts. I don't know if the deeper side is when they put it in the machine or pull it out of the machine or what happens, but a lot of bootleg belts, this scallop tooling seems to be heavier on one side, pressed in heavier on one side than the other. Tends to be the same thing also with the snap boxes, but they actually did a really good job on both the outer, or the transition of the snap box, and the actual snap box in terms of the depth. I'm a big fan of tooling in the snap boxes, be it the Midwest style tooling or the more of the nugget tooling known from Jamar. Top Rope Belts has their own. All right, I want to thank you for tuning in to another Championship Friday here on Jim Johnston Reviews the World. And if you like what you saw here, please feel free to join in the conversation on Instagram and Facebook at Jim Johnston Reviews the World, all one word like. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends and family about Jim Johnston Reviews the World so we can grow the audience. And go ahead and go down below. Give us a nice thumbs up. All right, this Aew TNT Championship Bootleg replica, bought from Amazon but not made by Amazon. This belt right here, I'm going to give a 4 1/4. 4.25 out of 5 stars for a replica wrestling belt. And that star rating is based on the price, the quality, the value, TV accuracy, things of that nature, overall construction, things like that. One of these days I'm going to actually write up what my star rating system and what gives and automatically subtracts stars. But we're going to take away basically we're going to take away a 1/4 star for the pleather backing. We're going to take a 1/4 star away from the detail and accuracy / the paint spraying, the paint oversprays, the paint undersprays, plating. I mean, I would assume that's actually gold paint and not gold plating, but then again, some people are using gold leaf these days and making it look like plating. I'm taking away 3/4 of a star for the fact that even at the price point, there's a couple little things that could have been a little cleaner on the belt. That said, overall, I think it's an outstanding replica. This will be the AEW TNT Championship replica in my collection moving forward, so it's perfectly good enough for display purposes. I don't see replacing this with a deeper cast 4mm. Potentially, I could replace this if AEW themselves, that swanky t-shirt company, would go ahead and come out with officially licensed replicas that were of a higher quality than this one. So if they came out with some good 4 or 5mm cast plates on some good leather, things like that, I might would go with their belt and sell this one. But for the meantime, this will fit a spot in the collection because the AEW Championship and the AEW TNT Championships are worthy belts of the collection, and in my opinion, these two particular belts fit right in with the classic days of WCW, NWA, any of your promotions that have had some beautiful, great belts over the years, except WWE, because we all know after the Attitude Era, their belts are all stinko. But anyway, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in to Jim Johnston Reviews the World and Championship Friday. Before we go, I'd like you all to know, from me to you, always remember, folks, be weird, be free, and most importantly, be independent. And as he said, have a nice day.